How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel for a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 news update video. A pretty crazy thing to say, seeing as the game has been buried for a while now, but we got a reveal today regarding when the new patch will be coming to Battlefront 2. So we got a date, and we also got what the patch itself is going to entail. Now, a few days ago we reported that there was a new patch coming to Battlefront 2. What it was going to contain was limited with what we actually knew at the time, and we didn't know when it was going to come out. But don't worry, I've got all of those details and we're going to get into all of it in this video. There are a few surprises in there that I actually wasn't expecting. Now, when this new patch does drop, we will be playing it over on Twitch, and if the patch ends up being a success and the gameplay genuinely does improve, we will play it a bit more over there. So be sure to head over to the Twitch channel, drop a follow, and stay tuned for when we stream the new patch. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with notifications on to stay up to date with all things Star Wars gaming. But for now, let's dive on into the news. So, ex-Battlefront 2 community manager Ben Walk did tweet out the details on the patch over on Reddit and Twitter, and it seems like it's actually going to fix a lot of the things that have been just about ruining Battlefront 2's gameplay since its final update. And Battlefront 2's hero designer also put out a post on Twitter saying that in his spare time he managed to do some small fixes that made it into the patch. So I'd say the bulk of these changes in this patch are down to the work that he put in, so a big up to Guillaume. Now, we'll discuss when the patch is going live and how big it's going to be later on in the video, but for now, let's just discuss the release notes themselves of what the patch will actually have in it. So as it says here, we'll read it all out. They fixed an issue that would allow players to build up Darth Vader's damage reduction traits. So this is in reference to the Invincible Vader glitch, so that's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. This wasn't a part of the speculated fixes because there was nothing of it when the patch was leaked into the game a few days ago. Also, they've fixed an issue where General Grievous's Claw Rush attack could hit opponents multiple times in a short time, so it's confirmed now that the Claw Rush bug isn't going to ruin the gameplay anymore, thankfully. This was one of the biggest things holding Battlefront 2's gameplay back over the past 4 months, and also they've fixed an issue where Darth Maul would not be able to block after performing a spin attack while blocking. I gotta tell you, I am really happy about this one as well, as Maul is so fun to play, but this bug really did hold him back. And they've also fixed an issue where inaccurate VFX would play around Boba Fett's jetpack while he was ragdolled. That's nothing major, but hey, any change is a good change at this point. They've also fixed an issue where Boba Fett's jetpack icon would not be grayed out while his abilities are blocked. I can't say I've noticed that one personally, but I mean, there you go, it's there. And finally, they've updated in-game EA Access and Origin Access logos with EA Play logos. Of course, that is nothing major, just sort of keeping things up to date due to recent changes. So there isn't like a breathtaking amount of issues that are going to be fixed, but most of the issues surrounding the hero gameplay especially are without a doubt getting fixed, and it is now confirmed. This is of course great news for Battlefront 2. It's not going to fix all of the game's issues by any means, but it is really going to increase the game's longevity and just playability in general. Bad and buggy hero gameplay have been some of the main reasons that so many people have stopped playing the game, like myself included. But I mean, of course, other reasons contribute to that as well, but I think the fact that the Grievous bug is getting fixed is probably the main reason as to why this patch could just be such a big deal for Battlefront 2 moving forward with its post-service player base. That, of course, and the Invincible Vader glitch, which was also ruining things and allowed for certain players to just exploit the hell out of the game. Some of these fixes are, a little bit whatever, but I think in terms of heroes, the main things that really needed to be fixed are, which is a massive relief, as I honestly thought this patch wasn't going to have a fix for Vader, which obviously would not have been ideal in the slightest, but nevertheless, good news all around for hero changes, but there are definitely still things that could be fixed. Now, before we get into the date that the patch will go out and the download size, I do want to mention that although these fixes are great and are sorely needed, and it's great seeing that they have been fixed and the community has been heard, but these changes aside, the server lag is still a big issue with this game, and you can fix heroes all you want, but at the end of the day, if the server lag is an issue, then the gameplay in general is going to be a problem, like no matter what. Fellow Australian YouTuber Sammy Boy actually made a really good video a couple days ago discussing this in further depth, and I completely agree with what he said. If this new patch proves anything, it is that if the game does have a severe problem like the hero bugs, then maybe there is always that small chance that something like server lag could get fixed in future. Now I'm going to list off all of the issues that Battlefront 2 has a little bit later on in the video. I'm going to dedicate a little segment to that. But for now, I am going to say I am grateful that, the hero element of the game is going to be getting fixed. Not entirely, but at least a little bit. But having said that, like I said, I do think the server lag issues should be next on the agenda if the developers manage to get some time to look at the issue, which hopefully they do, because man is it bad sometimes. But anyway, let's get onto the drop times for the patch and the patch size. So it says in the post by Ben that the patch will be arriving this Wednesday, so it is going to be in the game sooner rather than later, which is good news. I know a lot of you guys watch these videos days after they've been posted, so for a lot of you guys the patch is probably already live. So for my fellow Australian brethren out there, it'll probably go live late Wednesday night. Providing that there are no delays, which has been known to happen, so just bear that in mind. But anyway, these are the patch deployment times for each of the 3 platforms. Xbox One, the update will go out on the 26th at 7 AM UTC, PS4 at 8 AM UTC, and PC at 9 AM UTC. Now, provided these times are correct, especially for PC, I will be streaming on Twitch when the update drops, so make sure you remember that, as we'll be getting into some live reactions on stream, which is also interesting when it comes to Battlefront 2. But anyway, back to it. The download sizes for the patch aren't anything crazy at all. As you can see here, PC is 500 to 750 megabytes. PS4 is 500 megabytes and Xbox is 900 megabytes. So unless your internet is completely garbage, you should be totally fine. Now that's about all that Ben posted in the transmission. No hints or anything regarding the possibility of further patches down the line. It seems like this patch was literally made off of the clock for especially the hero designer for Battlefront 2, as he literally said that he managed to make some changes in his spare time. So I think that comment does mean that the chances of any significant changes coming to the game are very slim. If DICE were allocated time to dedicate certain fixes, then maybe I'd stay hopeful for more. But it seems like any changes Battlefront 2 is going to get from here on out, if any, is going to be at the expense of the developers' time. Now, having said that, Battlefront 2 does mean a lot to many of the DICE developers, and they were probably more upset about the game's live service coming to an end than we were. So maybe some very, very small fixes could still come to the game in future. Now, for argument's sake, let's just say that there were. I think now would be the perfect time, if any, to speak up on the changes that need to be made, because like I said before, there are a lot. It's just whether or not it's plausible given the developers' restrictions. Now, I am going to dedicate the last couple minutes of this video to highlight some of the small issues in the game that could probably get fixed in the near future. I think now is just the best time, given the patch coming to the game, so, people are watching. Now, like I said, the server lag is one issue that really needs to be addressed. You can play on your native server and still feel like you've got like 200 to 300 ping, which really ruins everything for you. Now, to my knowledge, there is also a Finn exploit similar to the one with Vader. I don't think it's anywhere near as bad or as common than Vader's exploit was, but that's something worth noting for sure while we are here. There's also a bug that allows for 2 exact heroes to spawn in at once. Now, I had a game not long ago where there was 2 layers on my team. If I still have the gameplay, I'll throw it up on screen. Now, they are the ones that I have noticed. Keep in mind, I haven't been playing the game that much because it's been very frustrating to actually play it. But there was a post made by a player on Twitter by the name of ByOscar94. He has a list of some of the issues worth highlighting, some of which I actually had no idea about personally. Now, as you can see here, and we'll list it all off, there is the Infinite, Big Deal, and Undercover team for Finn, Invincible, Obi-Wan, and Chewie, an LAAT glitch, Quad Frenzy, Thrust Surge going through blocks, double Mind Drops for Bosk, double Claw Rush for Grievous, and double Thrust Surge, double Defensive Rush, Invincible Anakin, 5-second Detonite with Han, and Infinite Duelist for Dooku. So I listed off the ones there that I personally haven't seen yet, but, people seem to be complaining about, so there you go. Hopefully the right person sees this video. But yeah guys, some pretty good news today. I honestly just can't wait for this patch to come to the game. Battlefront 2 was in sore need of some fixes, and they will be here within 24 hours, which is just awesome. Of course though guys, if you have any other bugs or glitches that could be fixed that weren't mentioned in this video, be sure to post them in the comments below, and remember to head on over to my Twitch for when we stream the new patch and test it out. So make sure you head over there, drop a follow, and stay tuned. And of course, be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars gaming content. But that's going to be it for me today. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.